cómo hemos avanzado y cómo cambian las cosas. Entonces, raza, este va a ser el plan. Como les comento, ahorita estoy en mi hora de lonche, me quedan como unos 25 minutos. Ahorita me voy a meter, aquí estoy afuera del trabajo. Voy a esperar hasta que se termine mi hora de lonche y me voy a meter a recursos humanos y pues les voy a decir que quiero renunciar y pues ahorita los dejo actualizados a ver lo que me dicen. Acabo de renunciar. Ahorita ya voy para mi casa. Me siento pero muy bien. Me siento libre. What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Yo Mario. As you guys can see, I am now using a microphone. This is going to help improve the quality of my videos by improving the sound so you guys can enjoy it a little bit more, and that way we can bring to you guys better content. I'm going to be making this video in English for one reason, and it's to be able to provide this information a lot better. I'm able to communicate myself more fluently, and I don't hesitate as much as I do when I speak Spanish, and that way I can be a lot real with you guys. Quiero ser más verdadero con ustedes, más real, y como les acabo de mencionar, quiero transmitir la información que les voy a dar de una forma mejor. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys, so as you guys can see on the title of the video, was it worth quitting my job? It's been probably a little bit more than a year since I quit my last job. I quit my job on July 10th of 2022. That was a little bit more than a year ago, and basically I just want to bring to you guys like all the information. Was it worth quitting my job? Because man, like quitting your job, it could go good or it could go bad, and that's what I want to share with you guys today, my experience. So let's get started. And also, this is gonna help me be more transparent with you guys, as you guys can see. And also, this way you guys can get to know the real me. Also, before we continue, before we get started, I would like for anybody who has a family member over there in the United States or in a different country, who has been deported, or who knows, that probably isn't doing good, that way you guys can share this video with them, and this probably gonna help somebody just be on the right track and not do things that I did. I'm trying to help people and make sure they don't make the same mistakes and avoid having to be deported. But yes, guys, you guys can share this video with somebody. I'd greatly appreciate it. And for those of you guys who don't know, just gonna go into a little bit context. I was living in the state of Sinaloa. I was living there for 2 years, and basically this is where I was working at my last job, where I got hired at. Basically, I was working at a small call center in the city of Los Mochis, Sinaloa. Shout out to all my friends. And basically this call center, it was very small. It's not like your normal call center where it's a big building or it's a place where a lot of people work. I think in that call center it was only like 60 of us, especially due to the pandemic. I did enjoy it, to be honest, guys, because at this call center you could listen to music while you were doing your work. You could also eat at your desk, so I think that was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do too. But yeah, those were some of the benefits that I really liked and enjoyed working at that call center. By the way, it's called Magnolia, and at this call center Magnolia, it was mostly pharmacies that we were working for. But basically what we did is we would basically help customers place orders for their prescription medicine. I got to know a lot of medicine that I did not know. You get to work with a lot of medicine that you've already heard before, like ibuprofen, Xanax, etc., etc. But you also placed orders for medical equipment like crutches, wheelchairs, CPAP machines, basically, um, like equipment that helps people stay alive, literally. Like if they don't have their machines, like they could die. So it was very important for us to make sure they got the correct prescriptions, medical equipment, because if they don't get their wheelchair, then they could have an accident. You can only imagine. So yes, it was very serious. It was a very serious job. I do want to be honest with you guys. There were times where it got really boring, and this is due to the fact that sometimes we really didn't do anything. I remember when I first got hired there at the call center, there was a whole month where you basically didn't do anything. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, man, but I would love to work at that job. And I did at first. I really liked working there because I was like, man, I'm getting paid to basically do nothing. But as time goes by, guys, you start realizing, like, oh my God, what am I doing with my time? I could be getting paid more, even though you do work at other jobs, but you get paid more. And right there, you really didn't get paid that well. But I started thinking, like, man, I could be working on my YouTube channel right now. I could be starting a business. So it just got so boring at certain points that me and the people that were in the wave, it was four of us. We would just laugh like, oh my God, we're just wandering through space. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And it's funny because out of those four people, I actually lasted there the longest. Some guy, David, he only lasted like 2 weeks, and then Jorge lasted like a month or 2 months, and then Eddie boy, I forgot his name. I think it was Jose. Yeah, shout out to you, Jose. But he lasted there a little bit more than the other two, but he also ended up quitting. I lasted there about 6 months, and they had to switch me over to a different pharmacy, and I was just getting to learn like other processes for the other campaigns. We started off in the medical equipment side, well, with those three other people, and then eventually they moved me over to like the prescription campaigns, where we only handled medicine. And so the reason why I quit, I actually recommend you guys to go watch the video. It is in Spanish. I'm gonna try to translate the video, put English captions, so if you don't know Spanish, you can watch it as well. But I do recommend you guys watching it. I do get into like more details of why is it that I quit, but I'll just give you guys a brief story. The reason why I wanted to get hired at that job, why I accepted that job, I was at a very difficult situation. I was actually getting kicked out of the place where I was living in. So I needed to find a job, and I basically had to move to the city of Los Mochis. This job helped me like pay rent in the place where I was living to. I'm gonna leave here quick scenes real quick of where I was living, and it was a very cool experience, but it was hard because, to be honest, I didn't have any money. So there were difficult times. But when I was talking to human resources, when they call you and they were doing the interview, they were telling me that when you complete your contract for 6 months, basically you're eligible for a raise. And that's what I was really hoping for when I completed the 6 months. But they ended up switching me pharmacies, got sent to a different campaign. And when it was time for me to get that raise, they told me that it wasn't part of the contract, that I had to stay in the same pharmacy, the same campaign. And I was really disappointed, guys, because I feel like they did do it on purpose. I do feel like these companies, they're very, very slick when doing certain things. Sometimes they're not slick at all. They don't really care. That's what basically happened. They didn't give me the raise. And one of my good friends that I eventually got along with there, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put him on blast, but we were working the night shift for like a month or 2 weeks. I forgot, to be honest, guys. It's difficult working the night shift. As you guys know, we basically worked the night shift, and I would fall asleep because we wouldn't receive any calls like at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So I would just go to the bathroom and I would like literally fall asleep. He was already like fed up with the night shift. He actually got recommended to the job where I'm currently working at right now, and he was like explaining to me like the pay and like the days and how we were gonna work less and get paid more, and then also like you can qualify for a bono. Like it was just so much better, and it was work at home. So he ended up quitting, and then he recommended me to this job where I'm working at now. It wasn't only him. I quit, and then another friend of ours, female friend, she ended up quitting her job as well. And oh yeah, it was actually four of us that quit. The person that was working at night shift, he's the first one who basically quit, and he was like in a wave ahead of us, and then I quit, and then the guy Godoy, or I think he quit first. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like I don't even like to think about this, but I'm gonna share it with you guys. But yeah, like we ended up quitting. He was actually sitting next to me in the pharmacy, and then that girl quit. So it was us three in that same generation. Well, they ended up quitting, all three of them, and I'm the only one still working at this job. I'm actually surprised because they did show a lot of knowledge, like they knew what they were doing. But I guess it was just too stressful for them. They're not used to working in an actual call center environment, and I'm already used to back to back. I've worked for Amazon, Verizon, so I'm just used to it. And also, like before I like started this job that I'm working at, I moved twice. When I started the pharmacy job at Magnolia, like I had moved into the city, as I explained to you guys, in Los Mochis. I got kicked out from that place, and it's a little bit embarrassing to tell you guys, but actually sometimes I do tend to have a drinking problem. Not as much as back then, but I think it was due to the fact of all the things that I was going through. Instead of like using my time or just doing positive things, like I would go with a friend who would like do drugs and stuff. I would just go smoke weed with him, but basically he would do some heavy drugs. I felt lonely, to be honest. I wasn't born in Sinaloa, and like all my clothes, they were here in Tlaxcala. Like people, man, they when they look at you, it's tough. And it's not just Sinaloa. Like I've noticed that this is like Mexico in general. Like people are very judgmental, and it's sad. All my things were here, so like basically the clothes that I had were like very rough looking. I didn't have money. Got kicked out of that place, and I went to go live with some person that I met on Facebook, and I only lived there for a month. I was living with his kitty. As a matter of fact, I lived in three different spots in Los Mochis. Then I moved over to a different location, and I was working there from home. That's where I started the job that I'm currently working at, and that's where I made my video of me quitting the job. And yeah, guys, I continued working there. I was working in that place for about 6 months. In December of 2022, I basically bought my plane ticket to come here to Tlaxcala. I think it was December 4th. I came over here to Tlaxcala. I uploaded a video showing you guys like me coming from Sinaloa over here to Tlaxcala. Go check out the video. I'm gonna try to leave the link of the video. If not, you can just go to my videos. You guys will find it. But yeah, guys, I missed my sister and my niece, who I haven't seen like in 2 years. That was the time I was over there in Sinaloa. So I came over here, and basically I just started fixing my house. This house where I'm currently living at in Tlaxcala. This is my grandpa's house, who passed away, and he basically gave it to my dad. My dad is in the United States. My mom is over there as well. My sister's been taking care of the house. But yes, guys, just to answer the question, was it worth quitting my job? Yes, it was definitely worth quitting my last job, guys. The pay, I get like double the pay, and this is just the base salary is double than what I used to get paid. Apart from the bono, I'm able to work from anywhere in Mexico City. Not Mexico City. I'm able to work from anywhere in Mexico. I don't have to work here necessarily in Tlaxcala. As you guys see, I started this job in Sinaloa, but if I want, I could go to Mexico City to work over there, Puebla, Sonora, Tijuana. So if you guys are interested in this job, or you guys are having trouble finding a job, need advice on how to look for a job, please don't hesitate in getting in contact with me. You guys can go to my Facebook page, but right there I do have my WhatsApp number. You guys can get in contact with me directly, or you guys can just leave your comments in the comment section. I will be making a video of how to find jobs here in Mexico as well, but don't be shy. I know what it is for a lot of people to not like receive help at all. I've been in those positions. I'm more than welcome to help people, especially because I know how the struggle is. Another great thing about this job, guys, is that basically I've been able to spoil myself a little bit more. Like, if you're not making money, look for a better job. Like, don't be scared to quit your job. I remember when I first got here to Mexico, guys, I went to go apply to a company here in Tlaxcala. It's called Amatec. Para los que ya saben, Amatec es una empresa aquí en Tlaxcala. Es un call center. I went to go apply there and I didn't even know how to apply for a job. And they gave me an exam and it just had simple questions like, what does this story tell? And in Mexico, it's same thing as English. There's a lot of words for one word, and basically on the test they put what I just mentioned right now, like what does the story tell, but they used a different word of story. Usually in Spanish dices cuento, story, cuento, but they use relato instead of cuento. My Spanish is so much better right now, guys, but when I first got here I did not know what relato means. So I swear to you guys, I was in that question for like the whole time that I took the test, and I ended up failing the test, and it was very horrible. They just looked at me like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? They told me I was not hired. I had to tell my uncles. My sister told me, she's like, did you tell him you knew English? And I was like, no. And she's like, Mario. And those are things that I didn't know. I went to go apply at TP afterwards, and I got hired at TP because they have English interviewers, like the people there, like they actually ask you more questions, not like right here in Amatec. But yeah, I also got quit from Teleperformance. I honestly feel like it was just preferences because I had the best metrics. I guess they listened to a call and they said that I hung up on the customer, but we were still in training. Like, we did not know how to use the system. And one thing that I know now is I could have probably fought that. Like, I could have probably like go against them firing me, and I probably could have gotten more money, but due to the lack of knowledge, I just left it as it is. The good thing is that Mario, the person who has the same name as me, he was pretty nice. He was like, hey, like, to be honest, like, we're gonna have to fire you. I tried talking to the client. I tried doing everything I can, but it's not up to me. They don't want you to work here. But I do want to let you know that there is a company that's called Alorica. That was the next job after Teleperformance. He was like, hey, you should go apply there. Like, I'm pretty sure you can get hired. And thanks to him, I got hired at Alorica. But after those two experiences that I had, Amatec and then Teleperformance, I did notice that you could be the best worker and at your job, they could still fire you. It's not up to you. And I learned not to take those things personal, guys. If you're having a hard time, you feel like you don't know what to do, I know every situation is different because some people have kids, some people have families. For my example, I don't have any kids. I don't have anybody to like be responsible for. Yeah, guys, like, sometimes it's good to take the risk. Don't be scared. Life is a risk. I'm not saying to quit your job, but don't be scared to quit it neither. Like, if you feel like you're just stressed out, like, your mental health is the most important thing. Also, learn working at call centers not to take things personal, because customers sometimes, like, they could make your life hell, and you just have to learn how to adapt to that type of environment. If a call center is not for you, try opening up your business. Every time a door closes, there's a million more doors that open up for you. So just don't be scared and hope for the best. Also, like, never give up. I'm still continuing with this YouTube channel. I know a lot of people, family and friends, some of them are not used to seeing me do YouTube videos. I was not living this lifestyle back then. Basically, I lived a totally different life to what I'm doing now. I've never worked in a professional environment, so this is completely new to not only me but to my family and friends, and they're not used to it. But guys, like, I know you guys, some of you guys want to see me quit. I'm not gonna quit. I know there's a lot of people that show fake love. Like, I can see all that. Like, people say like, oh yeah, like, let me see your video, I want to support you, and they just click on it, and like, we can see if you watch it only for 5 5 seconds. So that doesn't really help. Yeah, guys, this is life. There's not a book of life that really like shows us how to be successful. I just listen to people. I take all the information that people tell me, like their opinions, and then based on those opinions I make the decision that I want to make. So I hope this video has helped anybody. If it has helped you, or if you feel like somebody needs to watch the video, please share it, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna just keep creating content, and hopefully we make it one day. Right now I have 356 subscribers. One day I'll probably have a million, who knows. Hope you guys are doing well. Hasta la vista, baby.